This is Roseanne. Now, if you're unfamiliar, she had a TV show back in the 90s with John Goodman. It was self-titled, just Roseanne. She used to be progressive, apparently, but now she has taken a hard right turn into La La Land and has found herself sitting next to none other than our very own Alex Jones. You know your life took a wrong turn somewhere when you find yourself in that seat right there. So anyways, she's been going down this whole conspiracy rabbit hole over the past, couple of weeks, or few years, honestly. It's been a while. Let's give it a listen, see what she has to say. She's about to open up into a new subject, so you didn't have to see the other part to understand what happens here. Oh, yeah, and while we listen to Roseanne just eat herself alive with conspiracy theories, we are going to play some Breath of the Wild. If you've never seen this game played, don't sweat it. It'll just be in the background. Shouldn't bother you too much. All right, let's keep listening to Alex Jones.
That's what he got, because I made him go over there and pray and get right with God and pray and ask for, what he needed. Well, we come back, I says, what'd you pray for? He goes, I pray for the Broncos to win. I said, it don't work like that. But anyway, we came back. Broncos lost. But we came back and look.
The Broncos lost.
What happened? I mean, we have to raise our sons to get the right woman. And what they're doing to our boys is one thing, but what they're doing to our women, God almighty, Alex, I'm so...
What? Okay, who is they? Again, I've been asking this through this entire thing. Who is they? And what does she mean? What they're doing to our men and our women? What?
Afraid for the women, because look what they're out there.
The women
doing.
are the real power.
The women, they got them so fucked up, Alex. They don't know what's coming or going. They're nothing but whores. They run.
I'm about to say they take the system as their husband.
Well, they're out there defending to destroy the rights of women to bodily autonomy.
Oh, suddenly she cares about bodily autonomy, huh? I'd be willing to bet she's anti-abortion.
That's what these young girls are out there going, no, we like men to come in our bathroom. I mean, that's what they got them brainwashed to that degree.
Dude, okay, I don't know what she's talking about right now. I am lost, confused, and disturbed at the same time. I hope it doesn't... All right, let's just keep going.
Exactly, their husband... I see Gillette ads where... Pull up the Gillette ad. I guess
Oh, my God, the Gillette ad. Okay, he's going to play it. You'll see what this is. This is a huge culture war issue a little while back. It was showing that men are too... feminine for modern men are too feminine or whatever. Just listen to this.
Masculinity 3 years ago. Gillette has ads where a guy asking a girl out of the movie theater is rape. But if
Really? It's rape if a guy asks a girl on a date. Does this sound logical? Does this sound like something that anybody would seriously believe? How is it that the right believes this stuff? How is it that they actually buy into this ridiculous fantasy that this is what the left is doing or whatever? It's nonsense.
pedophile wants to come talk to your kids at school, that's good.
I know, it's pedo law. That's what I defined it as a long time ago. When everything's run by pedophiles and they make the law, check it out. In the courts of this country, if a woman accused her husband of being a pedophile, which a lot of them did for no reason and put a lot of good men in jail, we all know that because it's all effed. It's all...
Okay, no, you don't get put in jail unless there's some kind of evidence against you, first of all. You can't just claim somebody did something and have absolutely no evidence to back it up, none, and then have them put in jail. Almost never. That almost never happens. Although, for what it's worth, that did happen to women a lot back in the day. You know, there was something called hysteria. The root word of that means uterus, basically. Like hysterectomy is removing the uterus. Hysteria is is a woman being crazy, basically, is what that means. You know, they would lock women up all the time for just being upset over something. You know, back in the 50s, there was a UFO cult called the Seekers, and a woman ran it, and she's talking to people around her about, she's like I think a professor at a university, or she knew a professor at a university. I don't remember. Anyways, the police were informed that she was like part of this UFO cult, And they came to her and said, if you don't stop talking about this, we're going to put you in jail for being crazy. We're going to institutionalize you, basically. This is super common back then. Now, what is Roseanne talking about? Pedo law? Lock people up for whatever? What? I've never heard about any of this. Like, this is complete nonsense, all of it.
Screwed, and they don't have the right data. They're not even going by data. They're going.
Okay, let me just step back a few seconds so we have the context here.
In the courts of this country, if a woman accused her husband of being a pedophile, which a lot of them did for no reason and put a lot of good men in jail,
I don't know what she's talking about. If this happened, then I denounce it. I've never heard this before in my entire life.
know that because it's all effed. It's all screwed, and they don't have the right data. They're not even going by data. They're going by emotion. But a lot of judges, if it was true, and they saw that it was true, and they saw the data on the kid being abused, they called the woman crazy and gave custody to the abusive father. There's a lot of those stories.
Okay, I've never heard of that before. I know that they would call the woman crazy and lock her up in many cases. But I don't know about that very specific scenario where they unequivocally prove that a kid is being taken advantage of by the father. And so the judge intentionally locks the mother up to cover up this crime for the father. I've never heard of that before. What she's basically saying is the court system is run by people who take advantage of kids intentionally, and they're like covering up for each other's crimes. Like, that's completely made up.
On both sides. So that proves to me that it's people who don't care, and whatever money grease, the pedos have a lot of money.
Says who? Like, what is she even talking about right now? What a confusing rant.
You know that stuff about Boys Town.
Oh, yeah.
That they say that Boys Town and everything that happened there is the archetype for this whole government now.
Well, that's right. You're talking about Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
And then you've got Penn State.
Look at Penn State. That's where they brought the Nazis of Operation Paperclip.
Okay, if you don't know of Operation Paperclip, during World War II and even leading up to World War II, the United States was heavy adversaries with the Soviet Union, with Russia, right? And a bunch of states around Russia, Georgia and a bunch of others. Anyway, we were adversaries with them. There was this huge battle between capitalism and communism, God and atheism. You know, we didn't like each other at all. Well, Hitler comes along and he announces that he wants to, and he says he plans to invade the Soviet Union. And there's actually a picture of Joseph Stalin, who was in charge of the Soviet Union at the time. There's a picture of him the moment he found out that Hitler intended to invade. So we temporarily allied ourselves, the U.S. did, with Joseph Stalin so that we could take out Hitler in World War II, right? And Russia came in from the west. Russia came in from the east. The U.S. came in from the west, and we kind of did a pincer attack and took Germany. And then we built a wall right down the middle. We had Eastern Germany and Western Germany, and they were controlled by their respective governments. Well, after all of that happened, it went right back to like an adversarial type of situation where we hated each other, the Soviet Union and the U.S., right? So after World War II ended, the U.S. knew that all of these Nazi scientists who were developing the atom bomb, they were attempting to develop an atomic weapon. They were developing new drugs and medicines and all kinds of other stuff. The U.S. knew if we didn't grant them citizenship and bring them to the U.S., the Soviet Union would. So they granted these Nazi doctors citizenship and employed them in the U.S. government to study things and help us come up with new ideas and stuff like that. Was that right? Probably not. I would have granted them citizenship and told them that they were totally pardoned of all wrongdoing. And once they got over here, try them for war crimes. That's probably what I would have done. Give it a year. I would try them after a year. I don't want anyone, any other stragglers. I want the stragglers to think that this is a really good place to live. And then after they were all over here, then I would try them for war crimes probably. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was Operation Paperclip. Capture the Nazi scientists so that the Soviet Union can't have them. And they're acting like this is some big conspiracy, like, you know, the U.S. is really made up of Nazis. It's just complete nonsense. I mean, the U.S. has made a lot of bad decisions in the past. That may have been one of them. But what's the conspiracy here? I don't understand. Is it that, like, the left is made up of Nazis? I don't know. It's just confusing nonsense, all of it.
It's all like the same money, the same people.
Well, that's
few
the thing.
hands,
This spider
hands.
This spider spins the same web, though. That's why we can beat it.
The fuck does that mean? The spider spins the same web. What?
That is right, because basically I figured out it's 2,500 people against, what, 1 billion, 7
No, I agree with you.
billion?
There's a couple hundred globalists and their minions, a couple thousand. Well, you know, I had Henry Kissinger try to hire me. He tried to get me. It's the only time I told a story because he did it in front of my producer, John.
Okay, Henry Kissinger, I think, was the Secretary of Defense or the National something. Hang on. Alexa, stop. That was weird. Okay, well, wow. Okay, so yesterday, wow, dude, holy shit. Okay, yesterday I set a reminder to insert mid-roll ads into my videos, right? With my Alexa, I told it to remind me to set mid-roll ads. Well, it just reminded me, and it said insert boop ads, and I was like, what the fuck? So I look at my watch to see what it said because it writes it down for you, and it misheard me. When I said mid-roll ads, it inserted the N-word. Wow, dude. What the fuck? It should, let me tell you this. At no point should Alexa ever have the N-word in there, ever. It should, if it thinks it hears the N-word, it should replace it with ninja. Why would it insert? What the fucking shit is happening right now? God damn, dude, that's crazy. That was weird as fucking shit. Did you guys hear it in the background? It went boop. Apparently they didn't block the word. They just give it a beep and they put stars and asterisks in its place. Wow, dude. What the fuck, man? You heard the beep. Okay. What the fuck? That was fucking weird. Okay, let's keep listening to Roseanne. Oh my God, Amazon, you got to get your shit together. Fucking seriously.
He tried to hire me. He tried to get me. It's the only time I told a story because he did it in front of my producer, John Harmon. Because I'll have meetings with these guys, then they're off record. As a journalist, I got to wear that hat. Unless it's criminal what they're saying, you know, it's off record. So I had meetings with.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about Henry Kissinger. So Henry Kissinger was Nixon's, what do you call it, like Secretary of Defense or some high up guy that was like involved in war to some degree. And he's Jewish. So naturally, Alex Jones has to demonize him. I don't think Alex Jones is intentionally, knowingly anti-Semitic necessarily. I don't know. Maybe he is. But it's awfully coincidental that every person that he criticizes, every person that he accuses of being an elite, the puppet master that pulls strings from afar, always just so happens to be Jewish. Is that weird to anybody else? Again, I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if he's anti-Semitic, but that is just a little too on the nose for me. That's weird, right? So anyway, Henry Kissinger, famous Jewish person, apparently tried to hire Alex Jones. Yeah, right.
You know, Fox News people and, you know, all the rest of them. But with Kissinger, he said the head of the Kissinger group to talk to me. And they said, listen, you need to come join us. You get how it works. You'll have a seat at the table. You won't get all the power, but you'll at least have your voice being heard. And that's basically what they told me. So that's why it's so frustrating for the general audience to understand. It's not like some big bonus point I make this, but I mean, I could have worked for them, and most people do that. But who would want to work for something like you said it earlier? How does a billionaire spend their money when the civilization's collapsing?
Dude, I am still stuck on the insert N-word ads. What the fuck, man? What happened? Why would it ever assume that N-word is the word that I meant? Why would it ever make that assumption? It shouldn't beep it. It should never, ever say it. It should never assume that that's what anyone ever intended. This is just too much, dude. All right, I'm sorry. Let me just step back. Listen again.
Do that. But who would want to work for something? Like you said it earlier. How does a billionaire spend their money when the civilization's collapsing? Why would you?
Well, they spend it on like Democratic candidates and stuff. Or in the Koch brothers case, they spend it on trying to improve their portfolio and make more money. You know, the Koch brothers are like heavily involved in the oil industry and stuff, aren't they? They attempt to build up the oil and energy industries. I think the Koch brothers are starting to realize that the future of energy is green, though, and there's just nothing that's going to stop that. So a lot of oil companies and Koch brothers have invested in green energy because oil is just a bad investment, and they've got to know that by now, right?
Like Henry Ford was a weirdo and supported the.
Well, Henry Ford, I don't know if you guys knew this, he was a full-blown Nazi. In fact, Hitler incorporated some of his ideas into his practices, ideologies, and stuff like that. It was crazy. Henry Ford's fucking terrible in every way.
Nazis and was crazy. But he also was smart in ways. They said, Henry Ford, why do you pay your factory workers in Detroit, Michigan 3 times what anybody else does? He goes, there's not a market for my cars.
Right, exactly. That's real capitalism, though. That's not crony capitalism.
That's not intelligent. That's just realizing that no one can afford what you're producing.
Exactly.
What we got, right? We don't have real capitalism where there's like, what do they call it? Supply and demand. There's none of that shit. That's why they'll make 8 million little peanuts with a wind-up thing in it. It isn't supply and demand. It's crony capitalism. And that's what then we could go talk about Marx and all that stuff. But anyway, we'll spin out of control. But
no, do 10 minutes more. I'm going to shut up because this is a historic interview. You made amazing points. I hope it's the first of many interviews.
Oh, I love you. I'd love to come back.
We were talking like 3-4 years ago. And it was,
I know.
You're going to come on. We're going to come on. I'm glad it happened. Why now? Is the planets aligned?
Yeah, it was a great alignment last Wednesday where Jupiter, which I spelled Jewpiter.
Why would you spell? God, these people are weird.
As a joke. But Jupiter aligned with Venus and just before Purim. So to me, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of female divine energy. And I think that's what we're...
Female divine energy. Okay, go on.
Entering into a time where mothers are going to matter more than they ever have before because they're going to realize that, we have a lot to say. We have a lot to change. We have to raise our children better, and we have to be in a world where we're more protected instead of prey. Mothers
By the way, let's talk paradox. The left claims they're empowering women because the women have the power. They want to control women. I agree, women are the answer, but not the way the system says. But
no, the way they're...
I don't have any idea what he means. The left wants to empower women, raise them up out of poverty and subservience, and give them equality. And honestly, that is the best way to build an economy, to empower women. In all seriousness, this isn't just this is the right thing to do. It's not about being the right thing to do necessarily. I mean, it is for me, but it doesn't have to be for everybody. This is a logical decision that people can make that will improve an economy. You're doubling the workforce and making it better for everybody involved. It just empowering women, giving them the same rights as men, absolutely makes the economy better without a shadow of a doubt every single time.
Using women is against women. It's like women are the ultimate power against women in the wrong hands. When women aren't working for women and children, then that's a bad world. When women are working for women and children.
Exactly. So I'm not an astronomer.
I have no idea what she's going on about right now. This sounds like nonsense to me.
I'm not an astronomer. But
well, in Judaism, we look at the entire cosmos as God's creation to us that we are to honor. We don't look at it as like devil stuff.
No, it's a clock.
Okay. I think that I think she confused astronomer with astrologer. astrology is looked at as devil stuff a lot. That's like reading the stars to find out if, your horoscope is whatever. But he said astronomer. I don't know what this has to do with anything.
It's a clock.
So let me
Have
tell you
you
the story.
been to Prague and seen that clock in Prague that show the Jewish clock?
I have.
That's it, exactly.
So here's
That's
what happened.
Sephardic Judaism.
I go to Cancun for a week to spend time with my parents who are getting old and family because I haven't done it. I'm trying to compress things that I haven't done. I'm guilty. I've been absent in many ways from my family for 20-something years. So at least 4 or 5 days a month now I take off to be with family. And so family goes to bed about 10 o'clock at night. I go on the balcony of this hotel and I look up and there's the moon. And I'm sitting there and I go, what's that? It's like a red light right next to it. There's another light, and my eyes can look at it because I do have.
Oh, no. Alex Jones looks up at the stars because he's not in a city anymore, and he can see the stars clearly. This is probably a bad idea. He shouldn't have done this. He's creating new conspiracies. There's an alien something or other out there, isn't it?
Telescope. I used to look at it. I go, wait a minute. So I look on my phone, and it was all conjunct. It was like 3 planets around the moon lined up, and I could see them, like what you just was saying. It was crazy.
So much of it is about the planets, like, when they talk about the 3 wise men and that.
Yeah, they were following that light.
Right. It is about, so much of Revelations is about that too.
She shouldn't believe in Revelations because she's Jewish, right? Revelations doesn't even belong in the Bible, honestly. It's like the book of Esther. There are a number of books that I could see reasonably belong in the Bible. The book of Mark should be the only gospel. And the last chapter of it shouldn't even be in there. That was added later. A lot of stuff was added later to the Bible. The book of Revelation, the book of Esther, the last half of the last chapter of the book of Mark. The book of John doesn't belong in the Bible. There's a bunch of stuff that doesn't belong in there. Why is she even talking about this stuff? She's Jewish, right?
When they talk about the woman giving birth and the whole thing, that's the alignment we're in right now. So it is the end.
Well, roll with it. You got the floor. Tell us about it.
Well, it is.
Discord. You're a smart lady. Disgorge it all. I'm going to shut up.
Well, it is the end of times. And some people are saying, oh, that means the end of days. And that's what people are saying. Oh, it's the end of the world. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's, to me, what it means is it's the end of the old. And the old has a lot of, stuff that doesn't serve us anymore. A lot of it is.
Exactly. So they're offering AI and all this BS because they're old. They're trying to act like they're the future. They're not.
Well, they want to keep that Babylonian child sacrifice going because that's how they keep their powers.
Oh, my God. This is an anti-Jewish conspiracy theory that she's espousing right now. This claim that, people are eating children or babies or whatever, this has been an accusation against the Jewish community for millennia, honestly. But it got really, really popular all the way back in 1905, roughly, is when this really started gaining traction. The claim that, Jews eat babies or eat people or whatever else. It was actually heavily accused back in the Middle Ages. They claimed that they were mixing blood into, their bread and stuff like that. It was all made up, obviously. But now here she is repeating it. So you know what? If she is Jewish, she is lying about the Jewish community and repeating anti-Jewish conspiracies. What do I even do with that?
Secrecy. When you said secrets, that's how they keep it, blackmail and secrets. That's how they keep their power. But
I said I'd shut up. I interrupted. Start over. So it's the old is ending, the new's coming in.
Yeah, the old, including all the evil of, the pyramid of child sacrifice and suffering of the people, the serfs. What they're trying to do is bring back feudalism. That's what the one world thing is, feudalism.
Again, who is they?
The few at the top of the pyramid at the expense of the many. But see, the grand alignment is that's God talking to us about now you have the power because everything is on your side to not live in the pyramid at the bottom anymore. No, you don't need to do that because you have, all you need to do is just, as I say, nothing. All we need to do is nothing, and this time it's going to serve us. It never served us before.
I agree. We don't need military coups. We don't need violent action. The meek inherit the earth.
That's what he meant. And this is the time that he said, there's this is the thing that's going to happen, Alex. All the books.
Dude, I am so confused about what they're saying right now. It's like just nonsensical drivel all the way.
Bullshit is going to fade and burn away.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now. And we're watching.
It's just now catching fire.
Yes, it is. The sparks have caught fire and it's all burning away. The old is going to go and the new is just being born. And what's going to happen is that the writings of Jesus that people don't know about and they've tried to destroy for
Why is she talking about the writings of Jesus? See, this is what I'm talking about. Is she Jewish or not? She claimed that she was Jewish. Why is she endorsing the writings of Jesus? Why is she referring to them at all? These are lost and people don't know about them. I don't believe she's Jewish. Maybe ethnically Jewish. I think she's a Christian. I think she believes in Christianity, in my opinion. That's what it seems like to me. And she's just trying to latch on to Judaism because she wants to be special in some way or something. That's my guess.
2,000 years.
You know what? Let me write this one down too. This is 3:15:45. Honestly, she might be Jewish ethnically, but not religiously, in my opinion.
They tried to bury it. They tried to silence him. They tried to, everything they've done to him. But people know in their hearts that what he spoke was true. It's going to come now. It's going to bloom, and everybody's going to read it and see it for themselves. And, when I was 3, I was told that I would be one who would talk about it, and I've studied it for 70 years, and I'm ready to do so. And so are a lot of other people. And it's time that people really knew who he was and what he did, because they don't know.
She's talking about Jesus right now. Tell me again that she's Jewish. I don't believe it for a second.
They really don't know.
What do the globalists do as they know they're losing?
They step aside, make room for, a soul, a real soul to take their place. And the people own the means of production of everything, not the communist way.
Okay, that's not communism. Socialism is where every private company is run by the workers. Like the workers vote on who the leader is and stuff. Like the way a nonprofit organization operates right now with the board. That's what socialism is, where the people that are employed there vote on who the president is, the CEO, the CFO, and they vote on their pay and stuff like that. That's socialism. Communism is where the state owns all this stuff.
That crap, because that's still oppressive. It's
notice how we have corporate using communism to seize control of production. It's a fraud.
Corporate.
Okay, there can't be corporate communism. Logically, that makes no sense whatsoever. Corporate communism is capitalism. Capitalism is where corporations are privately owned. Socialism is where workers have a stake in the organization that they work for, and they vote on everybody that's involved in it and what their role is. Communism is where the state controls the means of production and supply. The state owns, the companies, basically. That's what that is. You can't have corporate communism. That makes no sense at all.
And all that stuff is against tribal people's rights, and starting with the Jews in Jerusalem and Judea. They don't want nobody to live over their own sacred burial grounds and to be in touch with the past.
They don't want ancestors, that whole, because what about genetic memory? What about epigenetics exactly, where it's not just instincts, we have the memories of our forebears, because they live on through us.
Okay, that is nonsense. Genetic memories? Is he saying that people carry memories down through their genes? No, it's not how that works. Behavior can be carried through genes. Like a cuckoo bird. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but cuckoos don't build nests. Cuckoo birds, the moms will find a nest that already exists. They'll lay an egg in that nest that already has eggs in it. And when the And cuckoo birds are genetically bred to hatch from their eggs early, extra early. And they mimic, and as soon as they hatch, they have this, like this, God, what do you call it? They have this behavior that's passed down, genetically passed down behavior, where they kind of scoop up the other eggs with their backs that are in the nest, and they push the egg out of the nest so that there are fewer competitors for the food. That is a genetic behavior that passed down. But memories, really? You telling me you think that memories are genetic? Give me a break.
We have it in our blood and our DNA, and that's what all their cloning and shit like that, their DNA studies, is to alter. You know, the Nazis.
That's why all the clones are retarded, because they don't have the spirit.
That's
What clones? What are these people talking about, dude? This is a fever dream.
right. They don't know nothing about the human soul or the human spirit, and they never will because they ain't got it. So that's our weapon, Alex. That and joy and the love for each other. And
you started the interview with that before we went live. Talk about joy.
Decent food to eat and share with our fellows.
Talk about what Satan hates, joy.
Dude, let me tell you something. I hope that clones never become commonplace or normal or regular in the United States or in the world. Because if they did, they would be like second-class citizens. I would bet anything that conservatives would view clones as a product of science and thus not humans. Not, they can be owned like property. It's legal for them to be owned. I bet anything that's how the right would view clones. A product of science and thus can be owned as slaves. I mean, just listen to how they're talking about clones now, and they're not even real.
Oh, yeah, that's the one thing he hates is, he hates us.
Who is he? Are they talking about Satan? Or who are they talking about right now?
Loving each other and loving God. He hates that. He hates when we are fearless, and he hates when we have joy. He recoils from joy. He recoils from love, joy, empathy, and faith in God. He can't exist nowhere where that does. He'll run like hell for the hills. And
are they talking about Satan? I think so.
When he starved, we say he starved through good action towards our fellows and our sisters. He starved of his life force, which is fear, hatred, separatism, and division.
I don't know about her. Honestly, I don't even know about you guys. But personally, I think that my life force comes from your mom.
That's what feeds him and makes him strong, plus secrets and blackmail. Of the shit they make people do.
See, I don't need any of that. I'll just settle for your mom.
To get power. There's not a one of them sitting there. Well, I could think of 2 or 3 that I know. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I love her.
Oh, my God, dude. She loves Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's fucking straight up psychotic, dude.
Really?
I believe that she's got a soul. Few of them do now. But anyway, it don't matter. Even if there was 100 good ones, the system is so rotten, it needs to be flushed out and returned to its source, which is the great Constitution written by our forefathers.
Will there be nuclear war, or what happens in Russia?
Well, they want that, I think. I think they want.
Who is they? Who are we talking about?
Limited nuclear war, yeah, and they're all geared up for it, and that's why I'm praying that all that shit fails. And that God will move his hand among.
I thought you said they already won. I thought you said like God was in control and all that stuff already.
Us, and that we, the people, will stimulate him.
A few political questions. Do you like Trump or DeSantis?
I don't like DeSantis at all. I think.
Ooh, boy, that's interesting.
He's a Trojan horse for global.
Hold on. Let me just step back. Listen to this again.
And that God will move his hand among us. And that we, the people, will stimulate him.
That's what she said.
A few political
questions. So that was at 3/19/28. Let me write that one down.
Him.
A few political questions. Do you like Trump or DeSantis?
I don't like DeSantis at all. I think he's a Trojan horse for globalism. Soros loves him.
Okay, that's interesting she mentions that. George Soros does not love Ron DeSantis, but what George Soros said was, I think that Ron DeSantis winning the primary would probably work out better for Democrats than if Trump won the primary. Now, that is old now. That's a few months ago at this point, I think. So the situation may have changed. It may be better for the Democrats if Trump wins. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But either way, Soros did not say that he loves DeSantis. He said he thinks it'd be better if he won than if Trump won.
Well, no, it's true. And like they're trying to pass anti-free speech bills in
Florida. Yeah, they're trying to pass anti-free speech bills in Florida. Absolutely.
What he did with Disney in Florida, though.
What? Silenced their free speech?
He does some right things. He took away their special status where they can take, they was taken, well, I shouldn't say. I don't know.
She shouldn't say. As if anything that she's said up to this point isn't going to get her in trouble. But this thing that she doesn't want to say could get her in trouble. Give me a fucking break.
Their special status where they can take, they was taken, well, I shouldn't say. I don't want to get in trouble.
No, they got their own little country going. So, no, I mean...
No, they have special tax status where they don't pay taxes for this little area, this little section of land. And in exchange, they take care of the area. So when you pay property taxes for an area, it's expected that you're going to... it's expected that the government's going to come in and repair the power lines, and they're going to maintain the roads and things like that, right? Disney didn't want the government to maintain the power lines and repair the roads in their park. They wanted to do it. That's why Disney, when you go there to Disney World, it looks like a wonderland. Everything is perfect and pristine and clean, and it all looks beautiful, and all of the power lines are, buried underground, and everything's lined up perfectly. There isn't a piece of gum on a sidewalk. There isn't a pothole in any of the roads, because Disney is doing all that stuff themselves, because they want to give an air of whimsy to their park. If the government maintained it, it would take time for the government to come in and fix potholes and maintain benches and stuff like that. That's why Disney had this special tax status, because they're maintaining the park, not the government. And if the government's not maintaining it, if they're doing it, I'm okay with them not paying taxes for that specific thing, right? That's not their own little country within Florida. It's just they maintain an area. And Ron DeSantis was pissed off at them for talking about him or for pulling funding. They didn't even talk about him. I think they pulled their political donations, and in retaliation against them for not donating to him, he pulled their special status as, a distinct area or whatever. So now they have to pay the taxes anyways. That's political retaliation. That's fascism and extremism. That's fucking nuts. Anyway, that's silencing free speech.
So, I agree. At least Trump's anti-World War III.
He's a peacemaker because he's intelligent, because anybody who's intelligent wants peace.
What? Trump is intelligent and a peacemaker? No to both of those things.
This time on this planet ain't a time for effing around with lethal weapons. Everybody can see that. I mean, they could do something about birth control rather than trying to depopulate.
What happens with Biden? Obviously, that guy's done. What do you think happens?
Do you think that's Biden?
No.
Oh, my God, dude. She's gone straight down the rabbit hole.
Oh, it looks...
What about them ears? It ain't even the same guy, I don't think. I don't know. That's what people say. But
that's what people say. Oh, my God, dude. Let me show you my introduction to Roseanne, actually. Years and years ago, I covered this video from her. She was on this guy's show named Larry Gators, okay? This is Larry Gators. This is from mid-May 2021. Listen to what old Larry had to say about Biden and just a bunch of people. Just listen to what he said here.
Tom Hanks is dead. Newsflash.
This routes back to Roseanne, by the way. Just bear with me.
Tom Hanks is dead.
That's right.
Joe Biden is dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on. He took the
The
shot.
Clintons are dead. Okay.
Yes.
You got clones running this country.
Right.
See, I got the testicular fortitude to say what needs to be said. Why? Because I'm a man of God.
Amen. You have to. Truth.
You got these punctified well, I don't want to lose my 501c3,
Oh,
Bishop,
come
so
on.
we have to use wisdom. Stop, okay? You need to sit down and shut up.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Okay,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
Trump is surrounded by the military
The Minitary.
at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes. That's
Trump has the nuclear codes.
That's right.
Trump has the military who
Well, we said it right that time.
turned their back on Joe Biden.
That's right. That's right.
And Trump has Air Force One. Patriots,
Come on.
QAnons, President Trump is still the president.
Obviously, all of that was completely fucking fabricated. It's made up from beginning to end, every last bit of it. But that's Larry Gators. Now, let me tell you why we're talking about him in the first place in a Roseanne segment. Roseanne went on Larry Gators' show back in July 16th, 2021. That date probably isn't exact. That's when I found the clip originally, but it's pretty close. It's mid-July anyways. Listen to how that went.
You know what God told me? He said, I want Roseanne, calm down
Yes.
because I have a mission for you. I said, what is it, Lord? You know
right.
I'll do it. If I have proved that to you by now,
That's
even
right.
if it gets me fired and in trouble, you know I'll do it if you put it rightly to me. You've seen that. So
Right.
he says, yes, Roseanne, I do. I have something I want you to do. I want you to tell people that I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Okay, that apparently is a quote from a movie in the 1970s called Network. I don't know why God is quoting 1970s movies, doing references like that, but okay.
He said,
That's
you
right.
tell them, Roseanne,
Angry.
that's what I have to say to them right now. And if they can't
That's
figure
right.
out why, at least tune in to what?
I'm sorry, I don't fully understand what she's even saying here.
See what is happening right in front of your eyes, and
That's
Roseanne
right.
will then explain it, as will Dr. Bishop Larry will explain
Yes, ma'am.
why. If
Yeah, this makes no sense at all.
you're any kind of conservative like me, they blacklist you.
Okay, that's not why she was blacklisted. She's blacklisted for calling Valerie Jarrett, one of Obama's staff members, an ape. A black staff member said Valerie Jarrett is what happens when you cross Planet of the Apes with ISIS or something like that. That is one of the most racist things that I've heard in my life, I think. Aside from a few minutes ago when I told my Alexa to remind me to insert mid-rolls, and it thought I said insert N-words. That's pretty racist of the Alexa, but anyway, let's keep listening.
Yes.
They have blacklisted me for years because I wanted to talk about, the things that ain't right.
She wants to talk about the fact that a black staff member of Obama's is like an ape, and that's why that was the right thing that she was doing. She's doing the right thing, trying to clear the air and make sure everybody is aware that she's like an ape. Really? Okay. Doesn't seem like the right thing to me, but all right.
Yes.
And they don't want to hear it. They're censors, just like all the rest of them. Fascist
And nothing
censors
has
on the
changed.
left and the right. Listen, anybody that is not going to let me speak,
That's right.
fuck them. Just fuck them.
You know what? She's perfectly free to speak. That's the thing. She is just as free to speak as I am, as anybody else is. They're just not giving her a platform of millions of people to broadcast her message to. That's the difference. She's back on the level with every other person because she, had her show canceled or whatever. That's the only difference. She's allowed to say whatever she wants on whatever platform. In fact, she has a YouTube channel about as big as mine now, I think. So she didn't get her voice canceled. She just got her show canceled because she's a racist scumbag. That's all. So anyway, that is her connection to QAnon. She's been repeating the same nonsense that she just said on Alex Jones a minute ago for ever.
Do you think that's Biden?
No, it looks
What
robot.
about them ears?
So you remember Larry Gators in the first clip said Biden is dead? Well, Tom Hanks is dead, blah, blah, blah. They're all clones. We have clones running the country. This is a QAnon belief that, by the way, is inextricably linked with Christianity, which is another reason why I think that she's not really Jewish. She's Christian, just pretending to be Jewish. It's a belief that's inextricably linked with Christianity and is inherently extremist, and something that she's believed in for a long time.
It ain't even the same guy, I don't think. I don't know. That's what people say. But I think Biden, this is Obama's third term. Obama's just a window puppet. But, I mean, Biden's just the puppet of Obama. And as I say, Valerie Jarrett is Obama's brain. So this is her third term. And how you liking it, America?
Right. Valerie Jarrett's the one that she called an ape.
Wow. Well,
Honestly, I'm liking Biden's term okay. It's not bad. I don't have to wake up in the morning and worry that Trump is going to start a war with Iran or something like that. So there's that.
Roseanne Barr, we've done a 2-hour interview. It's been amazing. I want you to look inside your amazing mind in the last 5 minutes and have the floor. Anything else you want to add to the viewers and listeners? I said, how do people find you? I don't know, whatever. Roseanne Barr, we're glad you're here. Anytime you want to come on here, we love you. Please come back.
I love you too, and I love all of you. And I guess I just want to say, don't give up now. We came this far. Don't give up. Get stronger. You know, nobody can stop you from getting better, from getting stronger in your body and your mind. No law, no government, nothing. That's what you need to do. And learn about growing your own food, your own vegetables. Do that as fast as possible.
Because she thinks there's going to be societal collapse. Okay.
You look great. You're doing good.
She does not look great.
You know, I really am. I'm a very lucky woman, and you know, I'm happy, and I feel like, you know, I could use what time I have left in service of my beliefs.
Hawaii's beautiful. I thought about trying to move there.
I love Texas. You know, I moved down.
No, I'm saying I love Hawaii. I don't know the money to move there. You moved outside Austin to Texas. When did you do that?
Yeah, I went to Hawaii when I was like 14 years old because my mom got free plane tickets to anywhere in the world. And so we flew to Hawaii. The whole trip was basically free because we ate salami that we bought from ABC stores, salami sandwiches. We bought bread and salami and cheese and ate those sandwiches the entire time we were there. And I think the trip probably cost us $500 total. And it would have normally cost like $10,000 to go. So it was a really good deal. But anyway, I went there when I was 14, and oh my God, dude, is it stunningly beautiful in Hawaii. Just a truly incredible place. Oh my God, dude. It's like the ocean is so crystal clear and blue, and the rocks, and oh my God, the place, dude. If you've never been to Hawaii, at some point in your life, you should try it. At some point. I say, if you're ever going to take 2 trips at any point in your entire life, you should try out Hawaii, Waikiki Beach, and you should try out New York City. Truly incredible.
I did it about 6 months ago. By God, I just love it so much. I've never met nicer people in my life. Everywhere I go is nothing but love. And, I just love everybody back so much.
Well, I thought paradoxically, growing up in Texas, like everybody was like that, went to other parts of the country. There's great folks all over, but man, real Texans are really good people.
And they're strong, and they like liberty. And I'll end with this quote from a friend of mine, Mary Daly. She said, "There is no liberty without truth." I think I like to end on that all the time.
Okay, that's an interesting quote, and I think I can appreciate it, although for different reasons than Roseanne, I'd say.
Well, let me read an Alexander Solzhenitsyn quote I mentioned earlier. "And how we burned in the camps later, thinking what would things have been like if every security operative, when he went out at night to make an arrest, had been uncertain whether he would return alive and had to say goodbye to his family, or if, during periods of mass arrests, as for example in Leningrad, when they arrested a quarter of the entire city, people had not simply sat there in their lairs, appalling with terror at every bang on the downstairs door and every step on the staircase, but had understood that they had nothing left to lose, and had boldly set up with axes, hammers, pokers, and whatever else they had. The organs would have quickly have suffered a shortage of officers and transport, and notwithstanding all of Stalin's thirst, the cursed machine would have ground to a halt if we didn't love freedom enough, and even more, we had no awareness of the real situation. We purely and simply deserved everything that happened afterward.
Okay, I don't feel like I fully understand the quote. Maybe I did, I'd have to sit there and think about it a little bit more, but okay, interesting.
You have to make your choice. And I just pray for all the people who are going to make that choice and are going to be forced to make that choice, that you choose right and that you choose to be with the human beings.
And choose to be with the human beings, not with the clones and the demons and stuff. Seriously, these people live in another reality.
I would close with that. That's so paradoxical, Roseanne. You're totally right. Going along with the New World Order will destroy you, will enslave you, will hurt your family. But you've got to have the moral courage to say no to it now and realize that, and then we can stop this. We don't have to go down the same path.
There is no New World Order, okay?
Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again with the same results but never stopping.
I don't know that Einstein said that. Is that actually from Einstein?
To paraphrase it, we've got to say no now. We've got to stop complying. You're not going to save the world by yourself. Neither is Roseanne. Neither am I. But together,
I like the thing when it occurred to me that all people have to do is nothing. That means when you've been agitated to take action, not just because they want to arrest you. It's because they are watching you and they are manipulating you and they...
Dude, they live in a delusional fantasy land, a paranoid delusion. That's what she's describing right now, a paranoid delusion. It is so sad.
They're moving you, everything they're doing. It's better just to take 10 deep breaths and do nothing. Don't be pushed. Just stay home and do nothing because it will fall faster.
If they'd actually followed that advice during the pandemic, maybe we wouldn't have lost as many people as we lost. But they don't want to stay home and do nothing. They want to wreak havoc. They want to cause problems for everybody around them.
Powerful. Well, I'm going to end this interview, 2+ hour live, but anything else you want to add?
Just God bless America.
Wow. Well.
Oh my God, dude.
God bless Roseanne. We really appreciate you being here with us. And God bless everybody else that's been fighting tyranny.
God bless your mom.
Roseanne Barr, where should people go to find you? You got a website?
Well, I'm over there on YouTube someplace. I'm on Twitter on these fake accounts. One of them's called Rosie Posey.
All right. Because Elon hasn't reinstated you yet because you talked about George
Well, because my kids are the ones that took it away and they won't give me my password.
Really?
Yeah. 3 of my kids are real liberals and they won't give me my password.
Dude, I love it. I love it to death. I'm so glad they took her password away, but she created alts. They should have put a password not on her Twitter account, but on her computer entirely. So that she can't access anything because it's obviously caused ridiculous brain rot, right? All this conservative fucking fever dream nonsense that she's picking up right now is so sad. So sad.
Wow, they were going to protect you.
They think so, but it's like, come on, y'all.
Well, they're not silencing you now. This is going to be a big interview. I hope listeners will take this.
My family sees that I went on Alex Jones, the liberals, because my family nothing but libtards. My brother's a professor at Berkeley, for Christ's sake. That's how liberal.
Well, while you're here, we're gonna.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. Libtards, I love it. Let me write this down. This was at 3/26/41. God, that's so sad, isn't it? So sad.
A late lunch.
They're gonna shit theirself.
Give us a little bit of what your new comedy routine. and talk to your family. Hit them hard.
You know, I told you so. I told you so for 20 effing years, and I was right every time, and you know it.
No, she wasn't. She, at no point was she right about any of the conspiracies she spread. But that's really interesting, right for 20-something years. So is she saying that that's how long she believed all this right-wing nonsense? Some of the ideas that she espoused didn't really surface until 2017, though. So I'm not sure if, like, she's been mildly, like, right-wing extreme, like, kind of dipping her toe into conspiracy, or mildly conspiratorial, or if she's always been, like, heavy into it or what. I don't know, but, wow, 20 years.
You know everything I say. I don't lie. You know,
No one thinks that you lie. You don't have to lie to be incorrect about things.
I have a disorder. I have multiple personality disorder. So the only way I can deal with it is by absolute truth. I can't lie because I'll forget, you know?
No one thinks you're lying. And also, I'm not even convinced she has multiple personality disorder. I said this earlier, but I don't think that's a real thing. Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm incorrect. But when I was in psychology classes, when I was in school for this, there was a lot of doubt about the reality or the existence of it.
You know, I can't bullshit because I won't remember. All I can do is talk the truth. And sometimes I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm wrong. But also, because I have multiple personality disorder.
Well, that's their false definition, though.
I know, they're all full of shit. But I'm always right. And, you know, they'll sometimes go, you called that one right. How about I called all of it right? But anyway, part of having MP.
Look, calling something right by chance doesn't mean that you're justified in calling that thing anyways. Like, if the vaccine, if the lab leak hypothesis turned out to be true, if COVID really did leak from a lab, which we're not sure about right now, if it turned out that it was true after all, it doesn't mean you were right to have claimed that that happened 2 years ago. We had no evidence for that 2 years ago. You claiming that that's what happened 2 years ago was absurd at the time, okay? It was ridiculous. That's how conspiracies work. Conspiracies are conspiracies because there's no evidence to believe them. If they turn out to be true, it doesn't mean you were justified in believing it in the first place.
But anyway, part of having MPD is you do have foresight. Like you were saying, you
Is this a supernatural thing?
see things.
Well, in every culture, they always thought the lunatic was the shaman.
Well, you know what Judaism says. This is a good one. These days, which is called the age of Aquarius. In the age of Aquarius, only the voice of the insane and the drunkard can be trusted, and luckily I'm both.
Amazing. All right. Well, power.
Wow. At least she's got some self-awareness. There's that. Holy shit, dude. That was at the very end of the interview. That was insane.
Full interview. Will you come back soon?
I love it, Alex. I loved it.
This is going to go viral. This is going to be all over the news. And
Well, Godspeed. From your voice to God's ear, may it wake the people. May the people realize how much we love them and how much we do for them. And may comedy be king, and all the comics out there, keep on doing it.
I agree. We get emails every day. Can we play your show? Can we take clips out? It's all free to air. Do whatever you want with it. It's copyright free. Get this out, folks.
I forgot to say one thing.
No, take your time. Go ahead. We're live still. Go for hours.
You are funnier than shit. I just wanted to say how funny you are.
What did you think was funny?
Everything you do when you have some of the things you do when you're like, when you get hysterical, I love it so much.
Alex Jones can be comical in the way that he reacts to ridiculous situations. Like when he was talking to Kanye West, and Kanye West came out and said something like, "We love Hitler," or something like that. Oh, dude, Alex Jones's reaction to that was really, really funny. Sometimes he has hilarious reactions. Here's one. This is Kanye West saying that he loves Hitler.
Seriously, I've really studied a lot of history. Plus, I had family that was there. And so, I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about
No, there's a lot of things that
Now watch Alex Jones's reaction. This is what I'm thinking is funny.
I love about Hitler. A lot of things. Hey,
I think that's hilarious. You know, sometimes his reactions are really funny to stuff.
All the stuff they turn into memes is hilarious. And you're making your point with comedy, and you don't, nobody's really saying what a great comic you are.
Well, you're very sweet. What's a piece you like the Goblin comedy?
I just like it all. I like it when you like go for broke and like, what do you call it, rant on a thing, and it's like so ridiculously brilliant.
No, just ridiculous. You should have just left it at so ridiculous.
All you can do is just roar. You really have a comic's mind.
Well, you're very sweet. Roseanne Barr, we really appreciate it. You've been an epic interview. I think we've gone 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
She'll be back soon, hopefully, a fellow Texan. Great job.
So anyway, that was the Roseanne interview. Absolutely fucking absurd, if you ask me. Just bizarre, absurd from top to bottom. I still think the Kanye interview was crazier in terms of, like, just straight up endorsing Hitler like that, saying he's a good guy and I like him and he did some great things. That was crazy, but this one was up there. This was really conspiratorial. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I was fascinated by it.